your focus fire on the egg. And because of that, Phoenix actually has a decent time versus
10
Wind
seconds to
Ranger.
go.
You have a lot of magical damage, and you don't care
5
about the Wind
seconds.
Run. So there are some upsides for the Phoenix in this matchup, but there are some upsides for the
Dyer's
Wind
big.
Ranger as well, because you have Nature's Prophet
Tidehunter.
to set up for the Shackle Shot. And man, I love the Tide. It's not a hero we see a lot, but it's so cool.
Yeah, it gives you some deep push. Also, it means that Wind Ranger, a hero that's always been known for this signature, I'll pick off one hero. You can't stun lock him and insta kill him now because he'll just debuff that and be able to move away.
Man,
And then
it
with the
means
egg,
that
Seconds to go.
it means that you have minus 50 damage in the lane. You have Anchor Smash and
seconds.
Rubik. You're literally not going to be able to last it as a Lycan. If these two connect, like Fate Bolt, minus damage, Tidehunter with his spells, it's going to be a difficult lane for the Lycan. This most likely will be the off lane, but keep in mind, if they do some shenanigans here on the Nigma side, and if they try to put Lycan mid, you put switch up and put Tidehunter mid. It's not conventional, but he crushes Lycan there as well and does really great with a lot of experience and a lot of early levels, a lot of early gold.
The other thing that Nigma has to think about now is you mentioned things like the Chen, the Enchantress, is whether you want to go towards those heroes anymore, because Tidehunter, it is quite the big wrench in the works, right? It does screw up your
Mhm.
plan a little.
Yeah. You could get something that deals with the Tide.
Radiant's pick.
Ursa, perhaps, something
Earth
among
Spirit.
those lines. Instead,
Dyer's
they go
Bane.
for the Earth Spirit.
Phantom Lancer.
So either of these could be a Wii hero right now,
Yeah,
but
exactly. They
likely the
did.
Wind Ranger.
And they did play the Earth Spirit mid. They played the Wind Ranger mid as well. So the only question is Nature's Prophet. What do you think? Should this be the mind control Nature's
Radiant's
Prophet?
Bane.
You'd imagine so. It's kind of one of those heroes that you just think of when you think of mind control. There is,
Mhm.
I don't know if we've seen too much Kuro 5 Nature's Prophet recently, but it's just a hero you can easily play in the
Mhm.
5 role right now.
I mean, Miracle did play it a few times too, right?
That's
On the
true.
position one, so you could do that, but
But
we'll
imagine you're
see.
going to have, like, that's the thing. It's like Miracle should be on
10
Lycan, but
seconds to go.
potentially Mind Control could be on Lycan, right? It's that
Mhm.
interchangeability.
It's
5
now
seconds.
when you see this Phantom Lancer, and when you think about the Nigma
Radiant's
side,
pick.
you don't really have a lot of heroes that deal with the illusions. But if this Earth Spirit could have a good start, if he could have, I don't know, your E-Blade into Shivas or Albert Shivas or whatever that he likes to go for, even a Veil, he could be your strong hero that deals with all that AoE plus Wind Ranger with a power shot. It could be enough, but if he
10
starts on
seconds to
position
go.
4, it could be a little bit rougher if GH is playing it.
5
We'll see
seconds.
though. FlyToMoon, they're expecting position 1 to be the last, so they ban out
Yeah.
the AAM.
So this is where we find out if this is going to be a Tidehunter Iceberg hero. Like, we know that Iceberg loves to play as hero. He has played a lot of it in the past.
I guess if you fly to Moon, you're thinking it's general, and then you're picking your last pick, but you're staying open to the possibility of changing your roles, right? You could still roll the Tidehunter on the
Dyer's
offlane and
big.
the last pick. No, this
Storm
is it. This is
Spirit.
it's Iceberg Storm Spirit for sure. Yeah. So Tidehunter offlane, Storm mid, Phantom Lancer. It's very clear cut when you see Flight to Moon how they will lane their lanes.
It's not a completely free Storm Spirit game, though, because you can instant silence him with the Earth Spirit and initiate from there,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
So he does have to be a bit careful.
You have
10
that.
seconds
You
to
have the
go.
Shackle Shot after. Lycan is always spooky with his Necro
5
tree. He can
seconds.
burn through your mana quite fast. So there are some pretty decent things for Nigma versus that Storm.
All right, straight into the Necrophos. So that's another
Take
way
your
to try and
pick.
get him. Like Storm Spirit, not the tankiest of boys, so you can Scythe burst him because Power Shot, Earth Spirit, there is enough damage there. Wrath of Nature.
Look at Nigma. They're not picking their heroes still.
They're like, tell us, FlyToMoon, what are you doing? Oh, hello. Let us just go ahead and adjust this slightly. They were a little bit paranoid, maybe the Iceberg was going to still go for that Tide.
Yeah, I don't think you can adjust things too much on Nigma as well.
Not
Maybe the Necro and the Prophet can switch up the lanes, right? Or maybe Necro and
I imagine it's like the big one for right now is like, Reed, you want Wind Ranger? And you'd imagine yes, because they just gave GH Earth Spirits.
Mhm,
Now it'll
mhm.
clear itself up. This should be actually does it? I think this is Mind Control Necro. Yeah.
Miracle Prophet.
There it
Miracle
is.
Prophet. Kuroki
Kuroki
Lycan.
Lycan.
Kuroki Lycan.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So I think they might switch things up completely here, in which Miracle goes. And he doesn't really like the Tidehunter lane. He doesn't really like the PL lane. But I would assume they will put still mind control with GH on the off lane, and then Kuro and Miracle on the safe lane, because a Miracle doesn't really need way too much help. He does have Kuro there. We'll see how much this position 5 Lycan will be able to contribute, though. This is something. This is a curveball from Nigma. This is something interesting. Yeah.
I tell you what, the interesting part's going to be: will he pick up boots early, or will he just do exactly what every other Lycan does? Just
I think.
rush the Helm of Dom Necro.
Yeah, I think you go for Necros here if you're Lycan. You still do that. Maybe Helm of Dominator instead. But this is. I know it's not great for them that they have a position 5 Lycan, but it's still
We don't know whether it's great or not yet.
It's not. Let's say it's not standard, but it's still
it's not
good.
meta.
Yeah, it's still good that they found a way to deal with the Tidehunter on the offlane, because they had to, really.
Yeah, and this is also a case of now you have a hero that can just run at the Rubik on the lane, right? So you split the Rubik, the tied up, you maybe force one to use Fade Bolt on you, and all of a sudden we mentioned that like minus 50 damage isn't there for the Lycan. He will be able to farm. Oh, not like, sorry, the Nature's Prophet, he'll be able to farm.
You see, click on Kuro. You see his item build. Quelling Blade, Sage's Mask. Boys,
oh, I see. So this is the infamous jungle support.
this is the good old boys. You didn't let me carry. You won't have a position 5. I'm going to the jungle.
Holy moly!
Just sitting there, you can just imagine the comms Enigma. Kira's like, so which one of you wants Lycan this game? And there's just silence. Like, we don't want to. We're boring. It's boring. We don't want to play Lycan anymore. Just a heavy sigh sets in, and Kuro goes, "Okay, boys, step back."
Actually, it looks like Miracle will go offlane together with GH. Now, PL is one of those heroes that can deal with the Furion. It's not great versus Nature's Prophet, obviously, but he should be fine. He has always Wanna Fly to help him out as well.
I think that makes a bit more sense as well. Otherwise, you've got double creep army potentially running into the Tide. And then you're like, okay, so...
You don't want that. You definitely
we're just
don't want that. But you see mid, you see where General is. He's also swapping things up.
Not only that, you see where Kuro is. He's like, I can't be asked for this, boys. I'm just going to TP out when you figured out the rest.
He doesn't need to leave the base right now because the creeps spawn at the 1 minute mark. You just chill. You just wait for the camps to spawn.
This man has done jungle support before, I can tell.
Wait, he's actually not gonna move. I was joking.
I think he's actually doing jungle support, Liz. We're getting treated to something different here. Yep, he's actually doing it.
He's doing it. Yeah. He's optimizing it even. He's literally optimizing it because he summoned the wolves at the 30-minute mark. He has full mana now. He'll get to the desired creep wave.
I tell you, as a person who used to do the Nature's Prophet jungle from minute 1, I can tell that this man has done this before. He has optimized his timing, as you said. This is definitely not a Kuro first.
There is Aloha Dance, though. No, he's just blocking the small camp. Oh, you naive boy.
He doesn't know what's hit him yet. He'll walk in and maybe discover. He's going to click on Kuro and go, why does he have a Quelling Blade, guys?
He did
find
him, though. Yeah.
We'll have to see if they can actually shut
Mind control,
down.
top lane. Might be...
Moving in, and it looks like he might tick out. He gets one heal out, but the Fade Bolt, one more hit would do it. He's trying to juke and jive, but they'll get him. It's just a matter of Rubik trying to leave it for someone else. Or not.
Oh, he's still doing... Not even killing him.
Just kill him! Okay, they could have had that. That could have been the easiest first... They were being too generous. They were being too gentlemen. They always want to fly off V-Tune to have it.
And the amount of time that you have actually wasted trying to kill that Necro. Meanwhile, Lycan is just free farming the jungle.
This is the bigger problem, yeah. Oh, there you go. Interruption finally occurs. Lord Dance has found out that he's also a jungler.
He has to be careful here with the good... he can't block him.
You would have to block him for 20 seconds, I think.
Yeah, that's true. The Fade Bolt
Especially
is
with
there
Fade
as
Bolt,
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the mid is going really well for
Radiant's
Iceberg.
courier
13-2.
did
We's
make
only
it.
got 8-2 at the moment.
Mine.
And he's denying these.
Oh.
Man, he's killing him
Jeez.
right now.
He's making this look so easy. He's
Dire's
making me want to
courier
go
took
play
a
Storm
trip to
Spirit
the
and
old
discover how
family
not easy it is.
farm.
Did he? Okay. Furo plants a sentry in the jungle, but he does not find the ward because it's on the cliff.
Whoops. Well, GH did show up, so they're at least going to force FlyToMoon a bit more on the defensive. But you look at FlyToMoon's heroes, I can't help but feel this kind of plays into their hand, right? Like, now your Tide's not going to be pressured, your Storms are already getting ahead in mid, and you've got a PL that hasn't got too much lane pressure on it because
No,
you're
I
busy
agree
defending your jungle.
Yeah. I agree completely because if you think of these heroes that are strong versus mind control, that are strong versus PL, it's mind control, right? And he's the one pressured the most because he has 2 or 3 heroes constantly over there. And something that Aloha Dance did here, this creep stack, did you see it in the jungle? This stack prevents Lycan from farming. He can't farm if the camp is stacked. He can't do anything there any longer.
This is a level 1
Mid
Lycan.
lane.
You're not wrong there. Roll in. On top of Iceberg, they'll bring him down. Good rotation. GH gets first blood. He's like, I've got to do double the support work this game. My fellow support seems to have taken a different approach to Dota.
Aloha Dance is creep skipping and he is circling around mind control, but can they kill him here?
It's not a kill. I don't think at 3 you can really kill him anymore.
He's level
Maybe
1
if
on
he
Rubik
comes out far. Yeah. That's the thing. He's just mirroring Kuro right now. And Kuro's not farming the creeps. So it's not like he's taking XP away from the Lycan. Well, lane so far, pretty even. But, I mean, I just feel like this is perfect for general. Because you'd think, if you look at these 2 heroes, which one should be getting the CS easier? It should be the Nature's Prophet.
Then again, Nature's Prophet can contribute a little bit earlier and a little bit more, right? If you are the Tidehunter, you really like a lot of farm and experience because you'll be able to be that beast that just stands in front of the towers and defends. But then again, Miracle will be able to be very mobile and he'll join these fights around the map as soon as he hits 6.
That's true. Like, when you look at the 2 lineups, Nigma have this flexibility around split push and playing the entire map, whereas FlyToMoon are a ball up and go and Aloha Dance.
That was very close. Good play by Dwee.
Oh, so they're going to try again with a different target in mind? I don't think they know about where he's going to fly.
He was just
Otherwise, they
waiting for the
would've
bounties. He was just waiting for
Yeah.
the bounties there. He even TP's mid to get the creeps, and then he'll go for the other bounty on his side of the map.
You're going to really see that he can just now get even more regen as the bounty rune was contested by Iceberg. Iceberg's just already in the jungle, and GH is making sure that a support has to get XP somewhere in this game. You know, Kuro, he's doing his own jungle. GH, he's sapping away from Iceberg's jungle.
Well, he should be fine here. There's still no lift, still no level 2 on Rubik, so they can't really catch him.
I mean, I know we said that this is one of Aloha Dance's signature heroes, but I do think it also tends to be easy to play if you do get XP.
And look at Kuro. His net worth, he has 16 CS. He's just below, okay, he's pretty far below Windranger, but still, he almost
He's
has
beating
a
mind
Necro
control.
1. Yeah.
This is how you measure it, right, Liz? If the lane you screwed over has got less gold than you, then the jungling hero is a success.
That's the measurement. Okay, I see. Top lane, mind control. He's gonna have less even
Rumble
more
line in.
now.
And he's in trouble. They drag him in. They'll kill him off. And I'm starting to think that, yeah, Kuro is the boss free Lycan. Nice kill in the mid. Now they get some serious pressure as well because they've got Miracle here.
No, that's a good rotation from him. But it's still what? What the level? Oh, actually a level 3 Rubik. Wow. He got 2 levels really fast over there.
He was given solo XP because, of course, Iceberg's just jungling constantly. The good thing for Nigma out of this is they force General's rotation because they don't want to lose the tier 1 tower. So now, bot is just a free lane for Miracle.
And you can't really mimic his movements, right? Because Miracle, he has his teleportation, so if you TP mid with General, you need to stay there. Miracle, however, he can juggle from one lane to the other.
And I think they're looking for the favorable rotation, or from FlyToMoon's mind, the one that can deal with Nature's Prophet. And then they'll just TP him out again, because Mind Control's TP'd bot, but hasn't shown himself yet.
Iceberg, he's actually very low.
Very low is one way to put it. I think the word is dead, but the neutrals did get him.
Radiant's bottom tower seen better days.
I think GH is still fine with that. He obviously would have loved the kill, but he gets some CS instead.
Trouble brewing
That's
at
pretty solid
Radiant's
too.
bottom tower.
CS got spotted out by low dance. So they know what the move was now. But Nigma don't care at this stage. Miracle is strong enough to just click down this tower, and that's going to be a freebie for the side of Nigma. I like what they're doing in that regard as well, because like, who can you make plays around on the side of FlyToMoon right now? None of these heroes are good to go before like the 10-15 minute mark.
I guess around general, right? He's good to go already. He has Vlad's and Faded Brooch. So he is definitely tanky enough and strong enough to fight. He has his Ravage too. But what do you follow up with? That's the question.
And
You
it's
have
also the
nothing.
nature of it, right? Like, it's not, I'm jumping in and initiating. It's kind of usually at the moment we see the early Ravages being used on someone's already caught or a counterattack, shall we say.
Yep.
Oh, turns out that Nigma got a cheeky little extra item. GH stole a shovel away. Which,
Shout out to Rob and Roll, the mighty observer
him
that
go.
catches everything.
really, I thought that was just the voice in my head.
The voice is called Rob.
You started naming it?
Yep.
Good old Rob. Oh. Imagine now they get another shovel and just start digging for gold. Oh yeah, Windrage got the shovel as well. There we go.
They're the digging team. You know, he likes his Meepo, and they're cosplaying. They just need 2 more shovels, and he can win the game easily.
Right now, you wish you drafted an alchemist.
Hmm.
Alright, we want a free kill, and a low eye dance might be it. Got the javelin, does decent damage. Scythe with a power shot means the low hard dance. He might caught up on the XP, but now he gets to take a break from.
What does
farm.
he get? He gets the cobalt.
Radiant bottom tower
The shovel is
remains
cursed.
sidelined.
It's just gonna drop cobalts. +7 GPM gold. It's actually +6 in that situation. Feels bad, man.
I just like to imagine there's some sort of troll code in there. If team has 2 shovels, like the shovel count is more than or equal to 2. Eliminate bounty drop chance.
Always gonna fly. He just don't win.
Here
He
he
has no
goes,
way
yeah.
out. Yeah.
He's gone.
Bottom tower.
I don't know what he tried to do there, though.
He wanted
Because
the
he wanted
outpost, I think.
I know, but the thing is, if you move to the cliff there, you dive over the cliff and you just right-click the outpost. You go back under the cliff and you get the outpost. But instead, he just...
So
I
much for the
think he
Radiant's
thought PL is
courier.
going to follow up
Low
and they'll be
fella,
able to
the
kill off
dire might
Furion,
wanna
but
lie in their top tower.
because of GH being around, PL goes back.
I don't think it was. I haven't played this hero enough. I don't know, considering how much we see always want to fly playing Phoenix at the moment.
Yeah, he loves the hero. He plays it quite a lot, quite often. And I love the build on him as well. This is what they need. This vessel will help them tremendously versus the Necrophos.
Don't even need boots. I mean, boots, they just slow down your farm towards that spirit vessel.
They're nice, but they're not the most needed item on Phoenix, definitely.
No, Windlace will do. See, Miracle has got the Blade Mail. Yeah, straight into the Maelstrom next. Just going into your stand cookie cutter build for the Nature's Prophet right now. GH is getting some space, though, and it's interesting to see that he's going for the Vlads in this game.
Man, there's a Necro too on Lycan. I would argue that this hero is
Is
the
what?
strongest one. Yeah, already on the side of Nigma. He could start fighting. He could pop these Necros and just wolf form any of these towers. His issue, however, still stands. There is a Ravage against him.
True, but one day he will emerge from the woods. After mastering the art of the wolf, he'll become one with the rat and overwhelm these towers, sir.
You know what it is? You know that he... oh, they spotted him. He's thinking about ulting here.
He doesn't want to kill a bird that badly. Maybe they find a different pick, though. Roll in onto Rubik. He did get the steal. The shackle shot doesn't land, but the power shot did connect, and he's dead. And this might allow them to push, but reinforcements are coming in. They force Iceberg back to the mid lane. The one they're interested in is what's General
Storm,
up to right now?
low mana.
Oh, that's all his mana, more or less. He's got one small bull line left, and Kuro knows, so he shapeshifts up. And now you're in trouble. Shackle shot. There's trees all around. No way out of this. He's going to go down, and as a result, you've just forfeited your tier 1 tower in the mid.
That was always want to fight. They're hunting for sure. Power shot.
Beautifully done. Gets the kill, and they are going to force the Tidehunter here. But I mean, are you even scared of the Ravage now? They've got nothing really left in the chamber. Shackle shot off the mark a bit. Needs to be careful he doesn't get shackle shot himself.
No, you don't have the wolf form. Yeah, you don't have the wolf form. You don't have the ulti from the Prophet, so I think you're still scared of the watermelon. Tidehunter is level 10. He's really difficult to take down. For that kill, you need mind control, and he wasn't joining, so it's better to back off. But such a weird... I could see Iceberg. There was a region rune, right? So he really wants it, but that was so greedy. It's such a classic Iceberg move, though.
Yeah, if I just pick that up, I can win the game. And then he forgets all the other variables around it, like, oh, someone else is closer. Oh, I'll have no mana when I arrive. That's the curse of level 1 ball lightning. You just don't really get around too far.
Yeah, they're getting some pretty big. Yeah, they're getting some pretty big items on Nigma. Vlad's will be completed in 180 gold on Earth Spirit, MKB in 1,000 gold on Wind Ranger. Your Maelstrom, like you.
Level 3 Necronomicon as well. I think that's the bigger one.
That's a huge one.
Yeah, they're smoking up for it. It's on the way out in the courier now. It's a slow courier. But once it reaches, you're ready to rock and rumble. And as you were going to say, the Maelstrom, right? Just always miracle farming on the side. Way to his heart's content.
Bottom lane.
I like how there's the advanced squad that are here to kill people, and then there's Kuro coming in behind, who's here to hit things. Roll in. It's good. Always want to fly. We'll go for the dive away. He's got the egg. He will commit it. But they can blow it up straight away. The Ravage doesn't change anything. They only catch DH. Maybe they can find a kill because of it, but they've still lost their Phoenix. And now Nigma, do they want to fight? Miracle chased into on 2. V-Tune does have the disco already, and Miracle with the blade mail protects himself to the side. Comes down on V-Tune's head. He's gone. Kuro, he just popped his head in with the shapeshift.
Look at the Loha dance. He's just dying to the creeps.
He is. Kuro went the long way around, but he had enough time. He just returns to the scene of the crime, gets the kill, and now the pressure goes onto this tier 2 tower.
Kuro went back, got himself a coffee, got himself a drink, and then returned. Just to get the experience, just to be in range, just to see Rubik as he's dying, nothing more. Because Loha Dance was about to die to the creeps alone.
I think you're right. I mean, that was one of the slowest moving people I've seen with smoke on them in a very long time as he approached that lane.
The problem was there, FlyToMoon, they scouted the movement, they used the scan, they knew exactly what's going to happen. However, they didn't expect the GH's blind rolling boulder. He just blindly rolls in, he catches Phoenix. Phoenix does manage to get the egg off, but it's too far from the Tidehunter, and because of that, Tide can't Ravage to protect it.
Dire's mid tower could use a little help.
And it's kind of, they done a good job of narrowing down where it could be as well, right? Because they split into 3. They looked for the smoke break. At that point, like, okay, if we know someone's here, they must be in the most predictable and most useful spot behind the tower. It's still good and well done by them.
No,
not only they got the mid tier 1 as well.
They did see him. They knew he was there. I'm just saying it's blind because he could be a bit to the right, and then your boulder doesn't connect.
Well, this one went blind. They had full vision for Tidehunter. They're trying to bring him down. They don't have sight for 25 seconds. He moves away from the tree for no shackle shot. But this is the problem. You know, it's similar to the Enigmas that we've seen. The moment you don't have that big ultimate, no respect is given. You just die.
Yeah, they also didn't have a sight there to work with, so that's a little bit better for the Tidehunter. He feels relieved that he's not dead for 70 seconds, 16 minutes in. But Storm might not be as lucky.
Well, they're hunting him. He knows about it because he's on the high ground. The shackle shot to try and buy some time, but the silence is good. But the boulder smashes off the mark. So it looks like Iceberg will get away scot-free, at least for the moment. It's just Prophet wants to get involved. They decide against it as there is a regen rune on the Storm Spirit.
Always want to fly, TPing out. Prophet.
Ooh, it's going to be close, and he couldn't get it. And that would have killed him. That was a hard enough hit. That's almost 200 damage coming out. Or actually, over 200 damage coming out of Miracle.
Yeah, the Blightstone, the Maelstrom. Yeah, it would have been a lot of them. I'm not 100% sure it would kill him, but it would be very, very close. I agree. Grove Bow, picked up by Storm. That's a pretty solid item. It helps many of these heroes, right? Not only the Storm, the Phoenix, the Rubik also benefit heavily from it. But Greaves completed on Necro.
Yeah.
Greaves.
Like, just look at his positioning. Mind Control is... He just wants them to initiate him right now. He's casually walking around. Raindrop, 21 charge, Greaves. And they know that they can't go in with that target in mind. They need something squishy. Maybe we, as an example, would probably be your best pick right now.
So the big thing for FlyToMoon right now is they have their big spells. They have Hood completed on the PL with the Diffusal. So he's pretty much set and ready to fight. But they really, really need to play this team fight to perfection.
That's the awkward part as well. Like, how do you get in? It's always been the problem, right? It's why Tides, you don't want to rush Blink Dagger anymore, but this is why usually you have someone else who initiates to start off the fight.
They're trying to kill the sword in this clip for the last 2 minutes. Scout, look, they just can't...
Come on, just give it... There we go. By the time the courier arrives, they've already figured it out themselves.
Always want to fly.
There's not many places to hide down here anymore, have there?
You know the drill.
He realizes that it just keeps on running. Roll, and he'll be out, but that zones them away. This tier 2 tower is going to die.
Dire's mid tower's having technical difficulties.
They are coming though. GH did TP top. Maybe Iceberg is in problems.
He's in a lot of trouble right now. They've got the silence. They should have the damage to get him lower, but not finish him off. Just TP away. And now you're split. You need to get everyone out of bot lane because you know that this is where FlyToMoon can now fight. They get the Dada on the tower, but they're a bit paranoid. They don't know for sure how many heroes have come.
Do you actually need to run? You have Greaves and you have Lycan with Wolf form. You're pretty strong here, I would argue. Look at Mind Control. He's just still standing his ground.
It's true. And that pick of a Wind Ranger that I was talking about is the important one. Became even more important now. He's got the MKB completed. He's going to delete whoever he targets. There is no question about that.
And he's also not buying any sort of Blink Dagger, no mobility items. He's going straight into the BKB. He just understands what's necessary here, and all these BKBs are there obviously for the Storm and for the Tidehunter, but they will help them with the egg as well.
Exactly. The big factor is that right now, as we said, the only thing you're really scared of is Tide. Let's see if Tide can scare enough to top lane. Mind Control. We did say he was tanky. I don't know about that though. The egg may not have been needed, but they do maybe find weird as a result. The lift came out before the shack shot landed, and yeah, he might get a kill, but he gives his own life over. 2-for-1 exchange. Big move coming out from FlyToMoon. Well, I say from FlyToMoon, it was more Nigma getting a bit too cheeky.
That was a that was a big head move from the Necro, definitely.
You did tell him he was unkillable, Liz. He believed you a bit too much.
He had the Ghost Shroud and he had Magic Wand to use, right? So if he maybe he still dies there 100%. But maybe if he uses Ghost Shroud, he'd stay a little bit longer alive, but he's still up against 5 heroes.
Yeah, I think what you're describing here is, do you want a quick death or a slow death? Neither of them sound good. He's just trying to get away. He doesn't want whatever the hell they're selling.
Man, he's juking them so hard.
He's
actually going in. Holy.
I mean, they get the kill. The vision was good enough. And I don't know if they're going to be certain about that ward, because it's possible that rolling vision gave vision for the Rafinatio in their eyes.
No. They will know the ward is there because he tried to roll onto the Phoenix, right? He tried to roll aggressively, and there's no way you see him unless you have high ground vision there. So because of that, they know, but still, they get the Phoenix, man. GH is a scarier spirit this game. He has Vlads, he has Ogre Axe, and he's getting closer and closer to the BKB as well.
He is. All right, but hear me out, Admir. Because he missed the rolling boulder, maybe they don't think that there's a ward there.
So it was his next level play to protect the ward. Let's see, always want to fly. He has a sentry.
He's going to ruin it for us. He's like, no, there's got to be... Or is it? He's been distracted in the bot lane. We've been caught. Not so tanky. We said it was a very vulnerable build. I mean, MKB, we see it a lot. It's good on win rate, but not when you're making plays alone like that. Not
Dude,
that deep.
Kuro is... Okay, he was just third, now he's fourth on the net worth charts. He's going for Shivas on Lycan. That's not really something I see often. I would expect him to go for an AC at least if he's planning to buy a plate mill. But Shivas is really good here because you're playing versus a PL, and it really, really helps with the illusions. If Mind Control at some point gets Radiance as well, Necrophos, then you're just making PL's life a living hell. But it's just ridiculous. You have a position 5 Lycan just farming away.
I don't think we call him a position 5 anymore.
Yeah, jungle Lycan.
Yeah, he's the boss too. All right, can you please not discredit the junglers in our community, Adme?
Bottom. Oh.
Nope.
Miracle.
He gets out.
So, if you're Nigma, you just need to weather the storm and get the BKBs.
Radiant's mid tower.
They're going to be a massive power spike for your team.
They don't want to
They're
wait.
smoked. Yeah, they're smoked.
Yeah. This is dangerous because FlyToMoon do have all their ultimates available. Roll through. Beautifully connects right at the tip on the Phoenix. And the Shackle Shot follow-up means that there's no Phoenix to play. Even spams out the Remnants to ensure the Magnetize is helping. Good kill. And now FlyToMoon missing some key components as both their supports are dead.
So if you do strike on the 2 supports somehow, if you do manage to pick them off first, then you don't have to wait for anything. That's true. This 5-on-5 engagement, I would argue, is still better for FlyToMoon if they manage to use all their spells. But if they get picked off like that, it's difficult.
So what you're saying is your 5-man isn't as strong as your opponent's 5-man if it's not a 5-man.
That's very, very well put.
Thank you. Thank you. They won't snoop into Roche just yet, though. They are paranoid. They realize that Roshan requires 50 seconds plus without a Tide or a Phoenix, or their ultimate's used.
You never want to... Oh, mid lane in general.
Side straight away. Kaboom! He's gone. Trying to eat into Necrophos. Just too damn tanky, though. And Aloha Dance can be whittled down as they hunt on forward for more. Iceberg does get stunned up. He still has half a mana pool. Looking to move away. The roll! Just off the mark. It was so close. I mean, the thing is, if he'd actually read that right, if Iceberg used all of his mana before TPing out, done.
Yeah, but you can't use all your mana before TPing out because then you don't have any mana for TP. Well, what are you saying?
Because KP? You target on the other side of the map, Liz, and then you hit TP. That's how it works. God, someone clearly doesn't fail on mid and Storm Spirit like me.
I'm just messing with you, really.
Oh, no. Roche has been messed with a little bit by Nigma. Aegis picked up in the hands of Miracle. They go, nah, we don't give it a weave. We know he has a habit of hunting heroes alone and dying for every once in a while, but Miracle will win us this game.
That's a Shiva's completed on Kuro. BKB will fly out any second now to Wind Ranger as well. And slowly and steadily, they're getting all their items. They're getting everything they need.
I think it's fair to say that Kuro is now Koro. He's no longer a support, all right?
Koroki, yeah. There is... Wait, but isn't there... There was a Korok, right? There was an NA player.
There was a Korok, yeah.
Yeah, with that nickname.
But not Koroki, all right? So he can coin this one. He used to be a core player. We should have expected this, really.
Always on a fight.
Shackle shot. There. Oh, look, no trees. They're going to move in, though. Stance is going to come out. They may be getting a bit greedy here. Now the extra go down. General trying to move in quick enough to throw out the Ravage, but he can't. We use the BKB to ensure that that will never occur, and they'll just back up to the tower to take it.
You did use your BKB.
Miracle.
Miracle.
That Aegis is going to be burnt pretty damn quickly and pretty casually. Shapeshift used. Tide TPing him right now. He wants to try and jump the Miracle Blade Mail, trying to move away. The Spirit Vessel as well. Goes to the TP out. The Shackle Shot didn't last long enough, though. General is unleashed, and the Beast ensures that they are going to lose Nature's Prophet on the side of Nigma. And on the downside, look at this, Kuro. Just checking whose base this is. Tries to the TP away. That won't be successful, though. The Stolen Power Shot to melt him down. They'll kill off the Lycan as well.
They take down the Aegis, they take down the ulti of Lycan, and they kill him. A very good fight from FlyToMoon, which didn't look that great. I thought that that fight might go Nigma's way, or that they will be able to back out completely. Egg was used so passively that Nigma did have a chance to just go back, but Storm, man, he jumps in so fast, catches Nature's Prophet, kills off Miracle twice.
And retreat seems simple for Nigma, but it's just not at that stage, right? Like, I don't... Well, this is a tough kill.
This is a very, very tough kill.
They have to run. We needs to be very careful because the hunting is beginning, and he might be the duck, not the hunter in this situation.
Has a BKB TP though. Is there a basher? There isn't a basher, so should be fine.
Just try and run it off though. He doesn't want to have to use that BKB. Yeah, I think the thing to highlight here, right, is like what we saw in that fight under that tier 2 is retreat isn't easy for Nigma. They have to split up to retreat because of the impeding threat of the Ravage at all times. So while people are going to be like, oh, they could just left, it's really not simple of just leaving together, because if you do that, everyone on your team is ravaged, and the result is even more devastating.
Well, that's true once Tidehunter gets the blink. I think they were just a little bit greedy around that tier 2 on the top lane, with Miracle continuing to hit it. They probably thought that FlyToMoon won't fight after the egg was used so passively. So they retreat, they chill on the high ground around Miracle, but they just go straight on the Miracle. They understand, yeah, he has Aegis, yeah, he has AC, but he has no BKB, so he's very susceptible to all the disables.
No, that's going to be more problematic. Speaking of disables, Iceberg has gone for the Aghanim Scepter build on this Storm Spirit. So even more potential to group them up, get those big Ravage plays, get the big egg pops.
Aghanim, yeah. Sorry.
I was just going to say, like, Nigma, like, what is their next big item? Like, what is going to enable them? Because that has got to be a huge step back for them, right? Having that Aegis, losing it that quickly and still losing the fight that way. Eggs have been used. Going to try and get rid of it, but they're not quick enough for this right now. It might... No, they just finally get it. We had to move in and commit himself, though. The BKB's run out soon, but Tidehunter gone with the Scythe. The buyback from the Phoenix won't achieve much, because by the time he arrives in the fight, they're already going to be multiple heroes down. It looks like Iceberg's trying to get out of this. He hasn't got much mana left to try and bull lightning away, and they do know exactly where he is. He'll go for the TP out. Power shot, shackle shot's there, though. The wolf spotted him out, and Iceberg is going down. Just like that, Nigma. You might not have an Aegis anymore, but they say, no, we didn't need it. If we strike first, you're in trouble. And for always want to fly to commit the buyback like that as well, that is now FlyToMoon in a very vulnerable place.
It's all about picking the right targets. Oh, he's trying to... What's he trying to do here?
He's trying to get a dieback on him.
He's baiting, right? Vitune is around, that's why. Vitune is around, and if we commit, maybe they can make a turn kill with the defusal, but we just backs out. That top fight could have went well for FlyToMoon, because Iceberg jumps in with that Aghanim Scepter. He pulls everyone that's not BKB near the egg, but the egg already falls. If that egg managed to explode, it's such a different fight, because the Ravage wasn't used. You could use the Ravage afterwards. You would have so much controls, and the BKBs on Nigma would just evaporate, so you would have a solid chance of taking that fight.
And credit to GH, right? Like, despite them having a reasonable amount of stuns, I think he done half the damage to the egg himself. He was there the entire time just clubbing at it. Yeah,
he has a BKB too, so it's not that hard for him to do that.
That's just a continuous problem when you look at FlyToMoon's lineup. They're very reliant on your opponents to have BKBs, and here's someone who doesn't have a BKB. Mind control, he is tanky, he's still alive, but for how long? They're going to keep pursuing this, and now maybe we looks for a turnaround. Shackle shot out beautifully on the Storm Spirit. It does connect BKB. They commit the egg, which will force we away. He did use his BKB for this, but they had to commit one of their big team fight spells. Now no egg for 110 seconds.
They're actually thinking about going further, because there's a lot of mana on Storm.
There it is. Left's going to come out, drags him in without a BKB. We is a very squishy target. They'll bring him down, stance onto the Phoenix. They're looking to jump in right now. The low hard dance does get netted up by Kuro, and with the army there, they'll be able to bring down the Rivet. But General still fine into him here. He's holding on to the Ravage. He wants a good target for it. He doesn't want to throw it out willy-nilly. Phoenix being chased down, will die to the Necro army, but now they're trying to turn around a Miracle with the Flame Mail activated. They don't even care. The Ravage, the Dragon, it stacks them all on top of each other. Now V2, he thought he could fight, but he's wrong. He's so low on HP. He needs to move away. The Fable's going to come out. Iceberg's going to go down to Miracle in the meantime, but they're still hunting. Sprout's going to be there. V2 needs 2 more seconds, but they won't be there. the Scythe clubs him in the face. Dead for 110 seconds. Getting into this fight again.
That's
There it is.
buyback?
Yasu buyback straight away. That's the biggest buyback they could commit at this stage. Can they even get anything for it? They can just turn on him right now. They say, okay, you want this game to end? Well, here it is. That could easily be the dieback, and B2 is brought down once more. That's going to be keys to the base. B2 comes out, and Nigma take game 1.
Man, what the... I don't know, I'm just excited to watch every series of this tournament. Like, every series brings something crazy, and my Dota crashes, obviously.
It had to. It's like, whoa, what do you mean people are watching a POS 5 Lycan right now? Crash the servers, they can't know about this.
That was just crazy. That whole last fight was just insane. He forces them to egg passively again, but he uses the BKB. He runs away, and because they know he doesn't have a BKB, they jump on top of him. They do kill him, but he has a buyback. He buybacks. He joins the fight again, and they think, okay, we killed we can deal with them, right? They lost their position too, but they have 2 position 1s this game, as that jungling Lycan comes out and just shreds the Rubik, then deletes the mana of the Storm Spirit. The Ravage was good, but it still wasn't good enough because you have so much armor from the AC, from the Mjolnir on the Furion as well, that the PL just got deleted.
He did. It was pretty insane how quickly his health went down. You thought, oh, this is a turnaround opportunity. All this stun control, but just the kind of passive damage that's coming out from things like the Mjolnir procs, it just didn't matter. And you know what? We're used to seeing these Nature's Prophets and these Lycans being on different sides of the map, starting their lanes elsewhere and coming together. I don't think we're really used to one of them starting in the jungle and then uniting with his brother to just rat out and zoom meta their opponents away.
And it's not like the lane was bad for him and then he rotated into the jungle. No, he literally waited the 35th second mark to summon the wolves, to go into the jungle, to start his adventure as Lycan the jungler. I don't know. It was just cool to watch. It's always cool to watch different teams adapt differently to the draft. And this Lycan in the jungle wasn't something that I don't think they planned it from the start. Maybe they did. But I also think it's a big response to the Tidehunter. The Tidehunter pick just crushes Lycan in the lane, and it's hard to play against him later on. But who cares if the Lycan is jungling? It's a completely different story then.
And he done it how you should, right? Like you should in your pub games. You gotta do this, stay in the fountain for 30 seconds so it's clear to your teammates you are not coming to the lane. And
don't do this, guys. Do not do this. Do not do this in your pubs. People will be really mad. They will get tilted. You won't have Wii on your safe lane. You'll have some raging kid with an SF that's losing his CS, and he'll see you in the jungle, and he'll just swear at you and abandon. So better not. Stay away from that.
But if you're one of those high-level players, you know, those 9K MMR Redditors we're familiar with, and you're queuing with Wii or Mind Control, they're already used to this now. They're expecting it. So just go ahead and pick it with them. They'll be comfortable with it. And the real question we've got to look forward to is, can FlyToMoon come back? Can they even this up? Can we get something more than a 2-0? Because Team Secret already got 2-0 by Team Liquid. I'd like to have this day mix up a bit. Let's see if it can happen in the second series. We're going to help a short break, and then we'll return to see if FlyToMoon can even up the score, or if we're just going to get more of Koroki.